is because I know that for me, over the years, if it weren't for the people in my life who encouraged me when I was at my lowest, they encouraged me. They helped me to fight that desire to give up, give in, or give out. And so over the years, as I have been coaching and consulting and counseling many, many people, thousands of clients over the past almost 20 years, what I've found works the best is simply having somebody in your corner. Now, we all know that every sports team has a coach. Every great sports team has a great coach, one who is experienced, one who knows the way, shows the way, and goes the way. So, what I have found through this pandemic is that people are feeling disconnected because we really are trying to stay connected in a disconnected world. And one of the things that I think is very important for people in this time of our country's history, our world's history, is to try to find a way to stay connected. So I decided to do a segment that I call Coach's Corner. It's just going to be some of my personal journey stories on how I have gone from here to there and how I came from there to here, as well as interviewing people each week who have been struggling with similar success stories and have earned their right to sit at the table. So today, what we're going to talk about is sitting at the table. Now, my original title was, Is There Room for You at the Table? And I had my um, one of my assistants who makes up my videos for me and does a lot of my screenshots and quotes and flyers. I had him change it at the last minute, and I said, let's not make it a question, is there room for you at the table? Let's make it a statement. There is room for you at the table. So that's what we're going to talk about today. There is room for you at the table. I think the question that you need to ask yourself is, what table do I want to sit at? Do you know Socrates said that an unexamined life is not worth living? We've all had an opportunity in the last year to re-examine, or maybe for some of us for the very first time, examine our lives, evaluate, where are we? Where are we going? Where do we want to go? How are we going to get there? I have had similar experiences. And one of the things that I find so hilarious in a good way is that a year ago, I didn't know how to do virtual media. I didn't know how to do Zoom calls and StreamYard, and I didn't know how to connect with people all over the world. And if it weren't for this pandemic, I would not have learned how to be with you here today like this. Now, I have been in Canada last night. This morning I was in Malaysia, and Sunday I will be in Pakistan, all at the click of a button because of virtual world. If it weren't for this pandemic, I would not have had the opportunity to learn from so many people and get to know so many people all around the world. Now, here's the thing. So we're going to talk about today setbacks and challenges and how they actually can propel you into your purpose. Because this kind of thing would have taken me out of the game. I would have just give up, quit. I am not learning something new. I don't have time to figure out buttons and screens. And had I given up, I can assure you somebody else would be sitting here doing this, what I'm doing with you. Now, maybe not in my office or my home or my computer, but somebody would have thought of this, and I'm sure many already are. But what I'm trying to say is, I made sure that I kept my seat at the table. I did not pick up my chair, my folding chair, and fold it up and go. So I want to talk to you today 3 reasons why people don't believe that there's room for them at the table. And I want you to consider the table that you're currently sitting at. You may be wondering, is this the table I still want to sit at? Is there room for me at this table? Or do I need to get up and go to another table where I can be my best self? Because, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, we are all going to realize that one day we will meet our maker. I don't want you to face that day without having made your mark, without having found a person or people to help, without having had the opportunity to use your gifting, your talents, your resources to make the lives of others a better place. Because we really all are right now wondering, is this world really a place worth living in? So today, I hope that you will find a little bit of encouragement. Grab your peanut butter and jelly, grab your coffee, grab your tea, grab your favorite beverage. I won't tell. And let's just take a little bit of a walk and learn together. There's 3 reasons why people don't find the right table or may never sit at the table. Fear, regret, and failure. So let's talk about regret. Many of us right now watching this, sitting here, we are already regretting things we did or didn't do. I talk to business owners, entrepreneurs, corporate leaders all over the world. One of the things that is so interesting is their perspective on what this pandemic has brought for them. For some, it has been misery. It has been depression, anxiety. For some, it has been an opportunity for growth, a way to change, and a time to move on, move up, or move out. So that's one of the things I don't want you to get stuck in is regret. Now, ladies and gentlemen, early on in my career, I regret so many decisions that I made. I regret decisions I didn't make. Some of the decisions I didn't make could have given me a completely different turnout. But the point is that when you get stuck in regret, you start to stall. So no more woulda, shoulda, coulda. It is what it is. Just look at this pandemic. Many people weren't prepared. What I mean by many is not everybody. Because if you are a leader, if you own a business, you should have been ready already to face any kind of a crisis. Your mindset should have been sharp, always ready to face a crisis. That's what successful people do. They always get ready to be ready to be ready in case the crisis comes. So that when it hits, when I say when, I mean when, because a crisis will hit. It doesn't take you out. It may maneuver you and change your position and change your table, but it won't take you out of the game. So don't regret. If you feel regret today, just consider it a gift. It is allowing you the opportunity to move on, move ahead, move up, or move out. Number 2, fear. Do you know that 85% of people fear things that never even happen? I remember a movie came out in the 70s called Jaws. This movie was about a giant shark that terrorized beaches and boaters. I will never forget when I saw that movie in the theater. I was little, I was young. I was petrified of taking a shower. I did not want to go near the bathtub. I didn't want to go near a pool. I didn't want to go near a shower. I didn't want to go near the ocean. We all remember those notes that started the song from the theme song of the movie. Dun, 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 dun. To this day, it still brings me chills. I feared a shark coming up out of the drain. I feared a shark coming up out of the shower, in the pool, and I sure wasn't going in the ocean. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a shark that size has never appeared before my eyes. I've never seen one in the drain, in the toilet, in the pool, in the shower. My fear was paralyzing me, but it was an unrealized, unnecessary fear. So many of us fear things that are very, very unnecessary to be afraid of when you are trying to decide what table to sit at. Don't be afraid to sit at the table. You have earned the place at the table. For what many of you that I know personally, that I've talked with all around the world, you have been through so many things. I've been through things. Ladies and gentlemen, when I was a young widow, my husband passed away suddenly. It took something out of me. I had no skills. I didn't have a job. I was raising my son by myself. I didn't know what my next move would be. I feared moving forward, but I also feared staying in the same place. So fear is something to be expected, but you must embrace the fear. You've heard it said, there is nothing to fear but fear itself. And one of the things that I've learned about fear is that you need to learn to face it today, or tomorrow it will be facing you. In other words, you've got to embrace it and get through the fear. Do it afraid. Many people are afraid to take that career move because they're afraid they're going to fail or mess up. Many people are afraid to get into that relationship that they know is right for them, but they're afraid of rejection or messing up. Many people are afraid to speak up at the table, at the work table, at the meeting table. They're afraid they're going to be laughed at or not recognized. Many people are afraid to go after that opportunity at work to level up because they're afraid they're going to miss it. But if you don't take the shot, then you're definitely going to miss it. So take the shot. Don't be afraid. Disappointment is part of life. Rejection is key. It's part of growth. Many people have said, "Oh, I've tried it, didn't work. Oh, I was going to do that, but I didn't want to. I didn't think it would work." I have heard it said that if you don't succeed, then you're average. What does that mean? That means that we all try stuff that doesn't work. How many times did Edison try to invent the light bulb? How many times did Ford try to invent the motor car? The list goes on and on. We all know that things are going to take us down a path that we may not like or appreciate or accept, but allow the process to take you where it needs to go. And thirdly, I think the most important, I believe, for me, is failure. Now, part of life is failing. Many people ask me, is failure the key to success? Well, it's part of it. Failure is never a key to success, okay? It is what you do with the failure. Failing forward, I call it. If you are failing forward, then you are on the road to success. Failure is one of the things that has brought me from where I am to from where I was to where I am. Many of us fail. It's part of life. We fail ourselves, we fail each other, we fail our team. We fail in many, many ways. It is how we look at those failures that will determine our level of success. So Sitting at the table, what do you have to bring to the table? Ask yourself, what do you have to bring to the table? I know that for me, there are significant losses I've incurred financially, emotionally, spiritually. I lost two brothers. I've watched family members and friends die from drug overdoses, diseases, self inflicted gunshot wounds. I have watched my family members suffer, many of them who lost jobs or lost relationships. It is never easy to suffer. The list goes on. I can give you the list of things that I've experienced that would probably take many of you out of the game. But what did I do with those losses? I learned to allow them to shape me and mold me. It has given me the ability and the opportunity and the right to sit at the table. Many of us look around at the tables that we are sitting at and we feel that we cannot measure up to who's at this table. I don't have what they have. I'm not like them. I don't think I can fit in. Well, the truth of the matter is, I'm glad you feel that way because that tells me that you have something in you that's crying out to be at the table. So, here's some strategic ways to look at whether or not you are at the right table. Look at some of the gifting that you have been given by your heavenly creator. Are you a singer? Are you a chef? Are you a speaker? Do you love words? Do you love to write? Do you love to talk? Do you like to be around people? Do you like to be alone and work independently? Do you like to travel? Do you not like to travel? You have to figure out what it is that you have a passion to do, what it is that you like to do. And I always joke that to me, the meaning of success is finding something you love to do and having people pay you to do it. So, ladies and gentlemen, remember that whatever you've been through has given you the right to sit at the table. So, ask yourself what it is that you like to do. And if you find that you have a passion, then you need to pursue that passion. So, personal and professional development is a great way to find your passion. Talk to people who do what you love to do. Talk to people who are doing what you think you might want to do. Talk to people who have tried and failed and tried again and have become successful. I promise you that if you can overcome the regret, if you can overcome the fear, and if you can embrace failure and fail forward, you will be a success. So, I hope that if you've enjoyed this time, what I want to do is allow you the opportunity to join me every week at noon because I believe you're going to be meeting some interesting people and people that are going to enjoy sharing their journey, where they were, and where they are now. So, from Coach's Corner, I just want to thank you for joining me. As your coach, let me encourage you to stay in the game, give it all you've got. Don't let what you're experiencing today be the reason that you're not in the game tomorrow. Always love learning and never stop sharing what you've learned with the world around you. This is Theresa, your coach, saying go get them. You got this. And I'll see you next week right here at noon on Coach's Corner. Bye-bye.